Can you people hear me? I don't think. Gotta go. It ain't working out. There it is. Is there any sound? I'll see the sound, but I can't hear the sound, so let me know if it works. We got Carl Works, what up, Rivo? We got Melvin Brief Legacy, what up, Melvin? Got Mark Sterlson, what up, Mark? Good day. I'm using my old phone, so the audio might sound like crap. But yeah, we're just gonna roll with it. It's only a pop up. Plushy Aquatics 3, what up, Chris? I'm thinking of starting my scheduled live stream on one of my days off. I mean, I should just do it. I'm just lazy, but yeah, I think I should start that tomorrow. Moon Boots, what up, Moon Boots? The boots on the moon. The Zen Ginger, what up, Zenny? Can't stay, but saw you were live, so wanted to say hello and leave a like. All right, you have a good night, Zen. But yeah, I should be starting my scheduled stream tomorrow. I should let Jenna know, or someone. I should let someone know on the link, the Fish Fam of links. The links of Fish Fam link, so I can get my schedule on there, and then I'll be apt to do it because I just haven't done it because I don't have a schedule to put on there, but I do have a schedule now for work life and stuff. So yeah, I just haven't committed to it, but I think I should start committing to it. Adam McReynolds, gotta catch a live stream today. Don't forget to schedule it on the link of the link. Yup. The links of links. Links of Fish Fam. And once I get it scheduled on there, then I know I'll stick to schedule. See, the only reason I haven't stick to a schedule is because I have no schedule. So I'm like, oh, I don't have to do nothing. Cool. Kind of nice. You know, I'm not trying to become some big YouTuber or anything. Like, yeah. I've got my subscribers and got my videos, and yeah, I'm happy with that. Happy with the subs I got now. But yeah, I'm not planning on doing like memberships or anything like that. So y'all don't have to worry about trying to fund my addiction. I'm already funding my addiction, you know? Fund the addiction. Hmm. So what did y'all do today? I just worked and I forgot to mix or start to fill up my RODI barrel. So that kind of sucks. I gotta wait to do that tomorrow. And then I can mix salt water. I'm supposed to do that today so that the salt water would be ready on my day off tomorrow. And then I just do my saltwater water change because it needs it, guys. It needs it. It's been a few weeks since I've done a water change on that thing. And it shows, you know. You want a good looking reef tank, you gotta be up on that weekly water change because that's how you get rid of all the algae and stuff that builds up. And it's good to do that in a planted tank too. Do your weekly water changes, get rid of the gunk, all the decaying plant matter, and whatever is needed to be done for the week. And smaller water changes, but get more done. Today was my birthday, so I went out to get some supplies and plants for a take. I am redoing. Well, happy birthday, Adam! Happy birthday! I wish I had a cool happy birthday clip, but I don't. I think the only clips I have on here are fish. Yeah, it's all fish. Fishy stuff. Oh, the video I wanted to show you guys last time, it finally uploaded on here. We can show you. So, yeah, that's the reef. This is my 45-gallon water box, and that's under daylight spectrum, or mimicking daylight. What I can. Oh, there's audio to it. Ha! I didn't even know that. So who knows what's audio on here? We're going for a ride tonight. There's coughing in the background. You can hear cat. But yeah, that's the bubble coral. See the angel in there. Okay. Thank you. Yup, in the world, Grandma. Yup. So that's my little reef. How it's doing. All the lights are off right now, so I can't show you any tanks because they're all on timers. I should look at comments. Okay, going back. Craig's Catfish Cave. What up, Craig? Y'all saying hi to each other. And happy birthday to Adam. Y'all make sure to say happy birthday to Adam, even if it's late. Yup, y'all saying happy birthday to Adam. Awesome. Rocking a new knee brace. Oh, what'd you do this time, Mark? Not Mark. Craig. Damn, I keep getting you guys mixed up. Dang Aussies. Dang Aussies. Saltwater at my front was crystal blue today. Nice. Lee, what up, Lee? Always good to see ya. Hope you're doing well, buddy. And Vinoski, what's going on? Got osteoarthritis. Ah, sorry to hear that, Craig. Stopping by to give a thumbs up. Thank you. Fish Fam Link. What up, Fish Fam Link? And y'all, I don't know if you see that, but I do have the link pinned. Anyone wants to join, it is an open panel hangout. So yeah, just so I'm not up here talking to myself the whole time. That's nice. It's nice to have other people. Marcos, what up, indoor fishing inside? So yeah, this week I'm hoping to get the new tank plumbed up finally. I just gotta go get the plumbing parts and gate valve, which might be the thing that gets the longest because I gotta order that on bulk reef supply. Uh, and I was looking at that gate valve you showed me earlier, Riva. I don't know how much I trust it because I don't know. I don't know. I like buying valves that are the branded and are trusted by other Americans and other people around the world, but mostly Americans. Is what I'm worried about. Because if other Americans use it and have been successful, shit, no reason I shouldn't buy it instead of going with a cheaper one that people don't know about. Hasn't been tested. Mexicali fish keeper, what up, Jorge? Chilling, chilling, changing a little water. No, water changes always got to be done. Yeah, that really, really sucks, Craig. Hopefully, starts to feel better somewhat. Oh, we got a backstage.
Hey, Ian, how's it going?
Uh, Hey, how's it going,
You're,
RA?
I take it you're doing water changes too?
Nope. I am chilling, smoking in my garage for a little bit because I just got off work.
Yeah, I just got off work too, but I'm changing water on my. Let me turn down the fan so that I can hear it. I'm doing a water change on the breeding tank for the angelfish. It's kind of looking a
Mhm.
little murky, so
Yep.
but that's all I'm doing. That's the only one I'm doing tonight. I'll do the rest in the morning.
I don't do a lot of water changes at night just because we all sleep in the basement, me and my girlfriend, and
Yeah,
so our bathroom's really close, and so when I'm running the Python and doing a bunch of water changes, it's kind of loud. So I just come out and she's sleeping, so I'm not gonna do any water changes. And all the lights are off because they're on timers. I'm not gonna wake them up.
yeah. Well, I do mine at this time also because it's not as hot.
That
We're
is a
still.
that is a big factor to play. Like I remember when we didn't have much of a heat wave this year, but last year and the year before, I definitely did not do water changes because my tap water was coming out at 86.
Yeah, it's just it's a little bit. Although our temperature has not has come down quite a bit. I mean, we're not 115. We're not hitting those temperatures. I think we're just breaking 100
Mm-hmm.
during the peak of the heat, which for most people they would say that's crazy, but for us that's kind of signifying the change of the seasons for us.
Yeah.
So let's see. I'm going to try to put this on a stand so that I can free up my hands for when this thing gets close to running over. There we go. Yeah, but that's kind of why. Well, I just got off work too, so got in here, fed the fish. Uh, More than anything else, I'm in here because I got those new discus, and anytime you get new fish, you tend to worry a little bit more than you normally should. So that's kind of what I was doing in here, and then I noticed that it's a 33 gallon a cube from Oceanic, and the water was looking a little hazy. So I said, since I'm here and I'm watching the fish eat, I figured I'd do something, take advantage of the time management.
Yeah. So I didn't know you got discus. What discus did you go with?
Yeah, the only problem is my fish room is so damn loud.
Ah, I might I might need to turn my audio up because this one sucks.
Let's see.
I don't know if that's any better. Nope, not at all. I know I'm quiet. And there at the
I,
stage.
I hit the wrong back button. I keep forgetting I can't use my phone back button or else it'll kick me all the way out.
Yep.
It's, so yeah, I know. So how much longer are you going to be on?
Hmm, I don't know. Probably till I get tired.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just
I,
started about 15 minutes
oh,
ago.
okay. So I'll be off a little bit longer just so I can see that most. I think I'm gonna do 100% water change on that aquarium, but we'll see. It does it pretty quick. So
Why not?
yep, I don't do them. Only that the only reason I'm doing that one as often is because I'm trying to get those angelfish to breed.
Yeah.
They had paired off, and I had them in my 150, and they had laid eggs twice already, but they've been eating them. But
Mm.
it, so I'm
Oh,
thinking they
I
get
think you
stressed
did.
out. What was that, Ian?
My phone cut out for a second.
Oh, yeah, no, I think they were getting stressed out, and they were eating the eggs because of too much movement. In here, oops, lights just went off. And in here, the aquarium that I moved them to, the only thing that's in there are corridoras, so they're in the bottom.
Yeah.
And hopefully that'll keep them from eating your eggs. Either that or they're still learning how to parrot.
Yep.
So,
I had a pair of young angels. They were the black angels, and they spawned and they parent raised in a 10-gallon. Because
yeah.
I
So
was just
now I actually want to get a actual spot because June was saying that she wanted some fry, or not some fry, but some fish. So that's the only reason I'm actually trying to hopefully get a successful spawn. Once to say that I've done it, although
Mhm.
angelfish is not a big accomplishment, but it is for me at this point because I haven't done it. But once they get going, I guess it's just pretty automatic.
Yeah, it is. I kept them in low TDS at like 80.
Okay.
They were spawning like crazy.
Ah, okay.
They were in TDS of less than 100.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm way above that. But hopefully, I in that aquarium, I dropped a bunch of. I had a vine that dried out
Mm-hmm.
over the summer, so I had all these little twigs, and my wife was going to throw them away, and I said, "Hey, you know what? Let me have those." Originally, in that aquarium, I had some flame tetras that I freaking offed off because I did something that I never do. I added that Fritz, the what is it called?
The Fritz
The,
design.
the clarifier,
Oh, the
and I
Fritz
think
Clay.
I might have put a little bit too much in there, and the next morning they were all dead. That was the only thing that I did different too.
Ooh.
So I
Man.
was like, man, so much for using products. I've never used products in my fish room.
I never use products when a tank of mine goes cloudy. I just let it ride out.
Yeah, and that's usually
Just
what
let
I
it
do.
run.
But because I got a bunch of product for free,
Mhm.
and I said, you know what, I'm gonna try it out because everybody swears by Fritz. But I don't know, just for me, it just didn't seem to work.
Yeah.
Maybe I overdosed it or something, and so
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I've never used that.
I don't foresee using that product anymore.
I
I'll stick to
would
what I know.
recommend. Yeah. Stick to what you know and what works. Not
Yep,
letting it.
which is don't do anything; it'll fix itself.
Yeah.
But that water is almost going to fill. It's at the top. Well, not yet. So, what are you working on tonight? Because you're
Tonight.
always doing something.
Since I might work on the fish tank a little bit. I still got to glue down the rocks for the new scape.
Uh, yeah.
Or glue down the wood to the rock so it doesn't float. But yeah, I got to finish getting plumbing stuff to plumb up the sump and get water in it. That's my main goal.
Oh, let me see. The only thing I hate about being on the phone is that I can't really see. I was trying to see the chat earlier, and that's why it kicked me out.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
that's the one
it
thing
didn't
about.
kick me. It didn't kick me off. I kicked myself out because I hit the wrong back clip
Yep.
and ended up kicking myself off. Indoor fishing inside. Oh, I haven't seen them before. Are they one of your regulars?
Oh man, that's an OG. That is an OG.
Oh
In the
yeah.
fish family. Yeah.
Oh okay.
So he
First,
he
first
was
time I see
one
him.
of the first, he was one of the first people that I've streamed with when I was started streaming with, and he's got a really
Oh
cool
nice.
system. He brings in a lot of nano fish like warp rainbows, different tetras and different cherisons. It's really cool what he's working with. He
Mm.
doesn't pop up much anymore, but yeah, he used to. Like he's on the West Coast in Cali too.
Well, nice to meet you. Indoor fishing inside. I really need to clean up my fish because it's a mess. All right. So now that's
Yep.
done.
That was about a year before I came in, Marco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he started coming around in 2019 or so, and I started coming around 2020.
Yeah. So how long you been doing this, Ian? Because I know I've seen you when Hippie John and
Yep.
Brandon were doing the live streams at night, but you've been going for a while though before that, right?
Yeah, I started posting videos in 2020. Although I've had my channel as my regular name since 2012,
Oh, okay.
but I haven't started actually keeping fish or getting interested in fish keeping videos since 2019. So literally it was a year of me just getting into fish and finding you guys and making regular videos.
Yeah, it's pretty much like me then, because I know I've been on YouTube for as a consumer for quite some time. I can't remember. I remember when it was mostly like fail videos that were on YouTube because I remember that's what we used to watch at work.
So
And
I go ahead.
oh, and then somehow like in I want to say in the early like 2010, 13, around that time, or no, more like 2008. I stumbled on some of the videos for the aquarium co-op. I think that's what it really was at first. And then I started watching the Real Talk. I think it was with him and Corvus, where they would have those podcasts from the fish room, and then that gradually started getting me back into the hobby. To Yeah, from like 2008, and then I think 2013 is when I when I started getting my first aquarium again. And then what? Almost 2 years ago now is when finally I after watching for so long and thinking about doing it, finally pulled the trigger and started doing videos. But yeah, I'm coming up on 2 years, I think, in January.
Nice. I just want to say hello to I Hate Stupid People's Tank Tribe. What up, Steph?
I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, I've seen her in some other streams here and there, but it's good to see her pop in. Yeah, like I have made videos before 2012. Those are like some old kid me with a gaming computer, not a gaming computer, a laptop that could think you could play
Okay.
games. It's so cringy, and it's still up there. If you can find my cringy videos on the internet, I give you props. So I always
But-
kind of thought I would do content creation as a kid. Right? Like
Okay.
I wanted to do it.
See, that's funny because I never really thought I was going to do anything about videos or anything fish related to begin with. But it wasn't until Jason from Aquafon, um, I was watching his live stream, and at that time I had was trying to start up a fish club down in Mexicali, and I just kind of made a comment on him, and he's like, "What?" He actually read the comment. It was almost at the end of the stream, and he goes, "Man, take some video. That'd be interesting to see uh, what it's like to try to put together a club in Mexico." So that's what that kind of started this whole thing. And now, we were about to get it up and running off the ground, and then we got quarantined, and that kind of put a damper on it, and it just kind of lost momentum after that.
Yeah,
And we, even though we tried resurrecting it, it never had the same type of enthusiasm it did when we were first getting organized.
yeah,
And then I ended up moving to Yuma, so that even made it worse. So, and I don't know, our face group is still up. Our account is still active, but I've tried posting comments here and there about trying to hold a meeting, but no interest.
damn.
People are busy doing. It's like everything. I guess what it was, they got all excited when you couldn't do anything,
Yeah,
and then it really got to the point where you really couldn't do anything, and it just kind of lost steam after that. I don't know.
yeah. That COVID definitely there was a boom in the hobby, like a big boom. But I think now we're starting to see that decline. Those
Well, I'm going
less
back to what it
numbers.
was. I think to
Yeah,
whoever was keeping stuff before. A lot of the new hobbyists, I think, have gotten so busy with going back to everyday things that I think
yeah,
that that enthusiasm is kind of like taking second priority.
yeah. But I mean, here in Oregon, we got events. It's just trying to get more clubs involved, is what I'm trying. I mean, we've got a couple of clubs involved with Fishtoberfest, not all of the local ones.
Yeah.
We've excluded the reefing
Holy
club
shit.
for 3 years now. No one said anything about Fishtoberfest or inviting the Reef Club to Fishtoberfest for 3 years, and I just did it last week. I invited them to Fishtoberfest as a non-board member. I don't do shit for the Guppus Club. I'm just a paying member that shows up as a hobbyist and stuff. I'm not on a board. I'm not a treasurer. I'm not no president or nothing. And I asked the president of the Reefing Club if they would want to come, and they said it was a little too soon this year, but they would like to next year. So I'm really hopeful for that. But I'm also like kind of ashamed. None of our old presidents reached out to the reefing club, which is also very huge. Like they have thousands of members, and it would just boost the whole aquarium industry, and it would
Yeah.
boost all the clubs because you would get members from different clubs coming in and checking out different clubs, and these different clubs can bring in different speakers, bring in different like raffles and vendors. Like, there's a ton of stuff that they can do. They just gotta work on it.
Well, I know it's interesting because the trend that I'm seeing is more people are more interested in going to the type of events like that are put on by the clubs, at least the impression I'm getting, versus the big corporate events. They those still attract some people, but I think within our community, they're more excited about events like the Clash, like your guys' Fishtoberfest. I know this last weekend I was down there with Dr. Anthony for the Coast meeting, and he was
Hmm.
telling me that they're trying to organize and try to do something like Findig, what they did up in Sacramento. They want
Hmm.
to they want to do something similar, but for Southern California. So I think they're starting to see that there's an interest for those type of events, and collaborating with other clubs is probably the best way for success, because then you bring all the different clubs together and all their members. Although a lot of people are are multi memberships to a lot of the local clubs, but you still have a lot of people that are not participating in some of the other clubs. So I
Yeah,
just like it. I know Phoenix this May, or what was it, March, where I went up there, they did something similar with the Killifish Club. Invited
hmm,
our regular fish club, which was the Southwest Aquatic Society, and then they invited the, I think it's the Arizona Plant Enthusiast Club, and they invited the club from Tucson, which I think it's the Desert Wash or Desert Aquatic Fish Club, something like that. So it was nice because it was a collaborative event. The main host was the Killifish Club, but they allowed all these other clubs to also come on and participate and put tables and stuff like that. So it turned out to be a really nice fish swap.
that's good. That's good. Yeah, I'm sad that I didn't really uh, know fish when I lived in Arizona because now I'm looking up. Like, there's some cool stuff in Arizona. Like, we're in the Phoenix area and
Yes.
Tempe area. There's a lot of good cichlid keepers. There's a lot of good reef shows that are smaller, but they're just full of fire coral. When I would see footage of these little shows in Arizona, and they just got fire coral.
Well, I know the African cichlids make sense for the state of Arizona because the water is so hard, and it's
Mhm.
just suitable
Oh
for those
man,
cichlids.
I could taste it when I lived there. I was like, I did not like the tap water in Arizona. I'm telling you that right now. I love the tap water here. I'll drink it straight out of the cup, but in Arizona,
Yeah.
man, that shit would
No.
come out cloudy. It would come out little pink sometimes. I'm just like,
Well, that's why most homes will have water softener systems, just because it's the water is just horrible. I mean, you're trying to wash clothes, you're trying to take a bath, all that stuff is,
Mhm.
you feel like you got all this film on you, all those extra minerals. And I noticed that once we installed the water softener, the water tastes better, and everything else. The clothes doesn't turn out as stiff like if you had starched it, even though you had just washed it, run it through the washer. You don't it doesn't lose a lot of the color as quickly. It's amazing what good water will do for everything.
Right. So do you have an RODI filter?
Yeah, in the kitchen, under the kitchen sink, but I don't use it in my fish room. I'm keeping stuff that I can keep in tap water. I've kind of toyed with the idea because I want to keep some caridina shrimp, and I do want to be able to breed a pistols. And I know for those two, you need to have soft water or at least control what's in the water. Um,
Yeah.
so that could be an option. And the reason I like those is because the aquariums don't have to be very big, so it makes it easy to do water changes. You can use a pitcher of water to do a
Yep.
water change on an aquarium.
Yep.
So that I might consider, but I'm still I'm still learning, man. I'm still learning. I'm still, like I said, I hadn't bred angelfish. Now I'm actively trying to do it.
Yep.
It shouldn't be too hard, but it's still interesting. There's some stuff you'll learn along the way, and I'm still not pulling out eggs though, because I don't want to get flooded with fry, because then I gotta figure out
Yeah.
where I'm going. Although I know what I can do. I could throw them in a tote, but I don't know if I want to deal with having to pull eggs, hatch them out, and then try to figure out what you're going to do with all the fry. That's the biggest thing, because I don't have the option of going to a local fish store and getting credit for stuff unless I drive up to San Diego or I go to Phoenix, which is either way, it's a 3 hour drive.
Yeah. And angels are tough to move if
Well,
you
yeah,
don't
and that's the
know.
whole thing. It's just that everybody can, because they're relatively easy to breed. Most people, even unintentionally, are breeding angelfish. So that's why I've never moved them out to their own tank, because I figured if the eggs were able to hatch, and the fries were picked off by the mollies that were in there, that's just cycle of life. And if one or two made it, that's really all you really want, is just a few to make it from that whole clutch.
Yep.
Unless you're doing it for profit, then that's a whole different ballgame.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, if you think about it, in the wild, only one or two are gonna make it. Maybe two more, but that's why they breed so much.
Yeah, and that's why they have such large clutches, because even though maybe you get 100 fry, out of those 100 fry, you're lucky if 20 make it.
Yeah.
You know,
And
in the
out of those
wild.
and out of those 20, how many of them have bent fins or curled gill plates? Like,
Well, and
and
well, I
there's
think in
still
the
some
wild, what
that
happens
could.
is most of those that do have some sort of defect really don't make it,
Yeah.
because it either slows them down,
Yeah.
or the coloration makes them stand out where they become prey. Um, so I think what's actually left is the survival of the fittest.
Did you
So
see the black angels I had?
what was that?
Did you see the black angels that I used to have?
Yeah, I remember seeing them.
They had four ventral fins.
Ah, okay.
Instead of
I
two
hadn't
ventral
noticed that.
fins, two long ventral fins coming down, and they had four. One had four, one had three. It was
Oh,
a
okay.
genetic, it was a deformity from birth, and they were culls from a breeder. So I took them home, and they turned out to be a breeding pair. And so I spawned them. I didn't keep any of the fry.
Okay.
None of the fry survived, but I was able to grow them up to like quarter inch size, and they parent raised in a 10 gallon. They
Oh,
were the
okay.
perfect angel parent. They protected them. They didn't eat none of them. They were kind of bickering with each other, but they were fine.
Yeah, well, these guys are cleaning off the heater. I think that's where they're going to lay their eggs.
Yep.
I'm watching them here now that the lights are off on their aquarium, and they're busy. There's the females cleaning that heater. So hopefully, with this water change, hopefully in the morning they'll lay the eggs. I mean, overnight, and then in the morning I'll probably wake up to eggs. But we'll see.
So
Like
I
I said,
shipped them.
the only reason I really want to breed them is so that I can send some to June. because she wants them.
So what helped me with them parent raised, because it took me
Uh-huh.
multiple to get them to do it. The first time they laid eggs, got them to Wigglers. No, first time they laid eggs. Next day they ate them. So I put a little light by their tank, and I kept that on an opposite schedule of their main light, so they would
Oh,
have
yeah.
ambient light that they could see. And after that, I got Wigglers, and I think I did a water change, and they got spooked and ate them. So I learned not to do a water change while there's fry in the tank.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
after
no. The second time they had eggs, I did leave the lights on because I had heard or somehow found out that the off and on of the lights kind of sometimes startles them and causes them to eat the eggs. So, but I think it was just too many fish in that aquarium
hmm
that instinctually they just kind of ate them.
yeah, mine were kept alone because they were only in a 10-gallon. But
Yeah. Well, that's what I did. I moved them down. They were in the 150. Moved them out of there, put them in basically their own tank. So we'll see what happens.
you said you got Corys in there,
Yeah, you think that'll be a problem?
so the Corys might try to eat the eggs when the lights go out,
Okay.
and the angels might go after them. But if they stay down low and kind of hide most of the time, we should be fine.
Okay. Well, then I'll have to address that in the morning if they do lay eggs. Probably move the Corys out. I got plenty of place to put the Corys. That's not a problem.
Cool.
It was harder to find a place to put the angelfish, especially a breeding
Mhm.
pair.
Right? Yeah. Man, I got mine at they were like half dollar size.
Okay.
Or maybe a little bigger body size, with the fins obviously bigger, but body size about half dollar, a little bigger.
Well, I got lucky with these because I got these at PetSmart, but I had watched the video for that Aquafunk had done on some of the things you need to look for. Make sure the two ventricle fins are straight, not bent.
Yep.
Just kind of pointing out, uh, just looking at the fins. So the ones that I got, I had gotten six originally. My wife had picked them out because those were her fish in the aquarium room, and I had there was like two that were like the big veil tail ones, and these were just standard.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the two veils actually were the first breeding pair that I had because they immediately paired off and started laying eggs. But I was keeping them with the other four, so those eggs never made it through. But this summer, God man, I this is the most lost that I've had in my fish room because of the temperature. The
Oof.
last couple of years, I've been able to keep it at bay and didn't really get that many loss. And I know it's the temperature because nothing else died in
Yeah.
that aquarium. The parameters were okay. It's just they were, I guess, the weaker ones.
Yeah.
So from the six, I ended up with three. And out of the three that were finally whittled down to, two of them paired off. And they were going after that third one. So I pulled that third one and I left the pair in the 150. But then I got the Dr. Anthony gave me those discus. So those took precedent over the the angelfish. And since
Oh yeah.
since they were a breeding pair, I figured they're probably going to be better off in an aquarium where they're more by themselves.
That's cool. Yeah.
So, but I might have to be moving some cories. I do have, although you know what, I do have a 10-gallon that's sitting under here that I'm looking at. Maybe I'll go your route and do. Except these guys are kind of tall though. That's the only reason I would feel weird about putting them in a 10-gallon.
I mean, if it's temporary, it's okay to breed them in a ten
Well,
gallon.
the male is the bigger one. The female, I think she would be okay, but the male is pretty. He's got to be at least 3 inches, just the torso plus the
Ooh,
fins. He's
yeah.
probably about 5 inches. No, probably more than that once he extends them.
Yep.
So, but
I'll, do you have a
if
20 high?
what's that?
Do you have a 20 high at all?
Not that's empty. I
Mm.
have a 29 that I have the Shellys that I need to move. I have that 50 low boy that I set up for them, but I haven't. I got it full of aquarium equipment instead of putting them there. And the only reason I haven't set it up is because I was going to make a stand for that aquarium, and I just haven't gotten around to doing it. It's sitting on a table with wheels that it's my shop table. But worst case scenario, I could always that could make me force me to upgrade the Shellys and put them in that 29 by themselves. That's a thought.
Yeah, because once I got the fry to that certain size, and I was like, okay, they're cool. They did their thing. I took them out of the 10-gallon and I put them in a 55. And I kept them at around 76, 77, and they didn't spawn.
Mm.
They didn't spawn in a tank full of other cichlids and at a lower temperature.
Okay. Although I gotta admit, Jeff Kane has got this awesome. I think it's a 55 that he's got it full fry. He's got to have at least 30 or 40 angelfish in that aquarium, and it does look kind of neat. But they're
Yeah,
still juveniles.
yeah. I think I have a pair of festivums. It's definitely a pair or a
Okay.
female that just likes different dudes. Uh, but there is a female and four males, and still haven't gotten a spawn out of them. Had them for like 3 years, which is weird. But hopefully, once I get them into the 65, they'll be spawning.
Oh, okay.
Because it's I'm trying to mimic their kind of habitat where it's just a ton of wood structure, overhanging structure, some leaf litter, and high flow. Not
Oh, okay.
too high a flow because they don't breed in high flow, but they definitely like the high flow. A lot of cichlids, these South American cichlids, like flow.
Yeah, and I know, the plecos seem to do a lot better. Even the ancestors, when you keep them in higher flow, they prefer that. Well, it makes sense. Their body shape, and the way they're designed, they're meant to be in moving water.
Yeah.
But
So I got like a crazy 1,250 gallon per hour pump.
so you're
Going
gonna make it a river.
Yeah, it's a river.
Uh,
It's gonna have an inch and a half drain. So I should be able to push that much water, and I do have a large sump, so it should be able to hold that much.
you're gonna have to talk to Kenny from ABC Biotopes to see how he set up his continuous river flowing aquarium.
Oh, I've watched his video on how he did that. It's
Oh, okay.
super cool how he did that system where he used a gyre pump and just he like leveled out a different pane of glass where that was above under the glass. Really weird to see.
Yeah, because I was watching MD do one, but they put the aquarium on tilt. They put it on the slant, and it works. But the way Kenny did his, you would think it's a regular aquarium.
Yeah, the way he did it was smart. And you know what? He pulled something off I've never seen any other hobbyist do. And he bred darters, rainbow fucking darters in that tank. Like, I don't even, that's such a pinnacle of like cool breeder moment.
Well, and it all goes for the setup that he was able to provide for them. He
Right.
basically mimicked the environment that they're coming from. So
Yeah. It
Yeah,
was really cool.
I'm super impressed with what he's done and what he's able to pull off.
And did you know he was a reef keeper before doing freshwater?
I didn't know that, but I
Yeah,
guess it would
he.
kind of make sense because that would kind of, you know, usually oceans, most of those reef tanks, you want some type of current in them, don't you?
Oh yeah, you want like 10 times turnover in that tank.
Yeah, so I guess it helped him to have that mentality, and
Hmm.
the fact that he's pretty creative too. Did you know that went a long ways too for him to be able to set that up. But I'm just, it's my favorite thing to watch. Is it any that aquarium specifically?
And that's kind of what I'm trying to do with this new build. I'm taking elements from my saltwater tank and putting it into this new freshwater tank. Like a ton of flow. I'm trying to get a nice filter for it. It's called a Clarity Gen 3 uh, automatic filter roller. And it's about the same price as a Fluval FX6.
Okay.
And it takes all of it's pretty much just a mechanical filter, but it
Oh,
takes
okay.
all of the shit out of the water. Okay, so it's like it goes into this little basket of, and then there's fleece in there, and the water can only go out of the fleece. And as the fleece gets trapped, there's a sensor because the water level goes up in the basket, and the sensor trips a motor and it spins the fleece up. So you get new fleece, and it just keeps constantly doing that.
Oh, okay.
They're on a lot of people use them on reef tanks and ponds, but not a lot of people use them on freshwater tanks. And I think for cichlids that eat a ton and poop a ton, filter roller would be more put on a tank than a Fugal FX6 that just traps it in a canister. And you see those videos of people cleaning an FX6 and how dirty it is. Do you want to clean that? Or would you like to just replace a filter roll?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they get neglected for so long because it's out of sight, out of mind. That's why they get so dirty.
Yep.
Well, Ian, I'm going to jump off. I'm going to go down to the chat, and thanks for letting me come up.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for coming up.
Hey, no problem. You take care.
You too, man.
Bye bye.
Bye. So that was nice. Sorry, I'm neglecting chat. Oof, I missed a ton. This is what happens when people come up. I neglect the chat. Okay, okay, not that. New local Austin, what up, Mike? George RB3, what up? I didn't see you guys pop in. Besties for the rest of them. Best of them for the rest of them. Yup. Everybody should get a fest of them. That's like the coolest little cichlid. Well, little in quotation. They're not that little. They get about 6, 7 inches, but yeah. Not if you put it on your betta tank. Oh, a Fluval FX6, man, that'd be crazy. Stays clean for a year or so. Yeah, I mean, if you stock it like that, yeah, betas don't make a ton of waste. But I'm saying for like people with cichlid tanks that cram a ton of cichlids into their tank, they run a bunch of Fluval canisters, but they could just run a sump with an automatic filter roller and maybe some biomedia and their heater and a return pump and a little float valve. That's that'd be a nice system. It'd be so easy to maintain. I know it sounds like a lot more stuff, but really you have all that stuff in the tank anyway. You're topping off the tank. On a non-sump tank, you still got to top it off, or you're using lids. And a sump is kind of hard to control evaporation, but yeah, I think sumps for the win for big fish. Hope we got a guest in the chat. Indoor fishing inside. What up, Marco?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good?
Cool. Good to hear. How's the sound today? Hey, I haven't used this equipment in a long time. At a
Yeah. Is it a little dusty?
little dusty, missing a couple of parts. But everything's holding up. How you doing? Oh yeah, you just said you're doing good. That's cool. Glad to
Yeah.
hear. Hey, everybody in chat. Hey, yeah. I had mentioned the new rack. That's the new one right there. The
You got festivals?
who said that?
Did you say you got festivals, or was it you just talking about the rack? I think I misheard.
I was talking about the rack. I might have slurred a couple words in together. So yeah, hey, you know what? Before I even get into all this stuff, a couple of times I missed your chat. Like I kid you not, I'll find your chat like right as you're hopping off. Like maybe on more than one occasion. I had my mic and everything set up, but then you had jumped off. But you had been off for a while. You could tired getting, you had other things to do. Maybe go to sleep. Oh no, you're tired. The So like yeah, it's kind of nice to hop on. Hey, the dude that was on was before me. Was that Mexicali Fish Keeper?
That was Mexicali Fish Keeper. Yep.
Oh,
That's
what's up,
what
man? Yeah,
he's in. Yeah, he's down south in Yuma.
In Yuma?
Yeah, I guess that's not south, but southwest. Yeah.
My neighbor's uncle took a 310 over there, but they let him go at the end. The 310 Yuma. I don't know if that movie.
But New Local Austin asked a question: Is what geophagus would you get, and how would you set up the tank? Curious. So for me, it's really tough what geophagus to choose and when they come in, because there's a lot of these fish are seasonal, but uh, I forget the names of all the geophagus, but something like a wine millerai or something, and I would just do sand and some big rocks, but just a ton of fine sand, big rocks, and some overhanging wood. No plants.
Hey, for those of us who don't, those of them who don't know, what exactly is a geophagus? Because I know when I hear that word, I can associate it with the microgeophagus, and I think that's what some of these smaller pistogrammas are, aren't they?
Microgeophagus are the ram cichlids, like your German
Uh,
blues, electric
yeah.
blues, Bolivian ram. Apistos are just Apistogramma, that's their genus, but Geophagus, their genus Geophagus, and that means earth eater. And they
I thought it was
just,
sand shifter.
I think it translates to earth eater or
I'm not
earth.
disagreeing. Yeah.
I will Google. I got two
Yeah.
phones.
Oh, nice. Check it out. That makes more sense because I'm all like, well, I never really associated like pistogrammas with sand tanks, but I would hear about finer things because they're like I would hear them described as microgeophagus, which means that they're micro sand sifters, but I mistook the word sand for earth. Earth makes a lot more sense. I'm gonna chalk that off the book of what the hell am I talking about?
Yeah, so geo means earth in Latin, and phagus means eater. So it's
Let's
earth
skip that
eater.
class.
If you guys know your Latin names, I don't know if you guys get into the Latin names, but I love
Oh,
Latin names. I think it's a lot better than common names because common names suck.
well, they get you through. They'll get you through the pet store, and then when it did kind of suck, I'll give you an example when I got to agree with you. because I'm a very agreeable person like that. It's when I went to the LFS and I picked up a Hillstream loach. Went back later and I said, "Hey, by the way, what kind of Hillstream loach is it?" He goes, "That's the common one." So all the common ones are the same one, right? And he goes, "Yeah." And then he gave me the Latin name or the whatever name Latin name, and I was like, "Cool, that is pretty common." So I trust that guy now with my life.
Yeah. So I'm kind of spoiled. My fish store, my local fish store, all their fish are labeled with Latin names, and they have a common name.
Mm,
And they tell you if it's been tank bred or wild caught, and sometimes they'll even give you the location where it's been caught. They'll tell you the hobbyist bred fish. They'll have their own tag when they're locally bred by hobbyists.
yeah, the that is kind of nice getting something locally bred from hobbyists. The and the one of my more together LFSs around here. They it goes by CK Fish World. Those guys they're pretty organized. Like they have a name tag, then it's printed. It's not like one of the workers ballpoint that's all faded on a pink post-it. The it looks like it reminds me of like a big box store. The way they have their the fish label, with the Latin names también as well. The so yeah, it's nice when that happens. Not every store has that around here, just like that one I can think of.
Yeah, they don't. They just write on the tank in a bright highlighter marker with the common name and the price.
So
And
you
a
say your
lot of
store is
stores do
spoiled?
that. I'm spoiled with my store. I have the Wet Spot as my local fish store.
Oh, let's check you out.
Yeah, yeah. I try not to say it too
Uh,
much because people be like, "Oh, you got the Wet Spot," and I'm just like, "Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's nice, but it's all right.
yeah, yeah, I don't
It's
want to
nice.
name drop,
It
but
is nice. It's the nicest fish store we got, but it's all right."
the store you order from, yeah, that's where I go. I go there when I get a hot dog. I go in and pick myself up over sickly while I'm there. But yeah, that's cool, man. I would say one advantage I kind of do have maybe is that I don't know there's a lot of there's a lot of fish stores within a 5 mile range. The
Yeah,
maybe 10 mile range is plenty of them in my area. But at the end of the day, you wind up seeing the same thing. Every now and then you might find a type of pseudonugo over here that you're not going to find over there. But that CK Fish Roll, what we lucked out with them because it turns out they're actually an importer. And then on top of that, they're also like a distributor for some of the stuff like the hardscaping and some of the supplies. So they're over here distributing to other pet stores. Meanwhile, they can offer things at a pretty decent price or have the shelves fully stocked because no matter what, it's moving. That's what I said. That's
yeah.
all I gotta say about that.
We've got a couple other fish stores that are smaller, but they're good. It's just really hard to compete with the Wet Spot because they've been there forever,
Yeah. Hey, do
and
you
it's
ever
so
see fish?
large.
Go ahead.
There's
I'm sorry.
there's so much in that store. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Really?
You could spend hours in there just looking at fish, looking at hardscape, like even talking with the employees. The employees are really nice, especially the new manager they have right now. His name's Jeb. Jeb, if you're
Shout
watching
out to
this,
Kev.
you're doing great, buddy.
Keep up the good work. We'll start slacking.
Yeah, don't start slacking. No, he's really cool. He has like his own home propagation stuff where he's just growing a ton of booze at home, immersed.
Booze?
Yeah,
Oh,
booze
booze.
and a
Booze.
ton of other plants. Like this guy grows so many rare plants. It's crazy. I can't even keep up with the names, but yeah, he's got some crazy stuff.
Hey, the rare plants that he has. Are you aware of where or
Uh-uh.
not he keeps them with fish or plant only tanks or setups? What are
he
they used to
keeps
use it?
them
Like, huh?
he keeps them in plant propagation tanks, so they're just like grow beds. They're all
Okay.
emergent. But yeah,
Yeah, right.
he he buys stuff that's only been aquacultured, and he continues to aquaculture it. So he's not trying to
Okay.
get any of this wild boost. He doesn't want that, which is what
Hmm.
I like. I like that he's upfront about it. He doesn't want wild boost because I think that's the more sustainable way to go.
You know what? I'm not up to date on the Bruce and what's that on the endangered list. So like it's Busula phalangia, right? How do you pronounce it?
Busa,
I know it's
I
common.
I call it Bucephalandra. Other people say like Bucephalandra, which I think is
That
the
was sound right.
proper. Yeah, it doesn't
No
sound right.
way.
I just say boo.
What do I know
But
about being proper though?
yeah,
Eh?
yeah, a lot of it's been illegally collected, at least in the
No
past.
way.
I'm not seeing it as much anymore. But this is how you tell if you have wild goose at your fish store. Okay.
Mm.
Um, if the roots are green and not pearly white, the roots need to be pearly white, brand new growth. That's how you tell
Oh,
that is aquaculture Bucephalandra. If those roots are green and they look like they've been there for a while, yeah, that's because they just cut it off a rock and shipped it to the United States.
okay. So if it's green, if it looks like it's I gotta be honest. I looked at my phone for a moment and I kind of zoned out a
Yeah,
little
so
bit.
you have to look at the roots, and sometimes it might
Uh,
be hard. Some people have boosts in pots, some people have them just floating, so it's easier to see them when they're just free floating boosts because you can look at the roots. But when they're in pots, you kind of have to inspect them a little bit.
uh,
But if you're getting them from a farm, then you know it's farmed boost. But some wholesalers that claim to be farms, I don't think are selling actual farm boost.
uh, it'd be like somebody saying over here breeding fish, but yet they're over here importing it from the wild. I see what you're saying.
They're
Over here scamming.
importing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's too bad.
I mean, it happens all the time. I mean, it happens with fish, happens with coral, and I mean, it especially happens with a lot of loricarids. I hate to say, but still to this day, zebra plecos are being imported out of South America.
I,
Nothing stops
yeah.
it. There's even though there's a CITES ban that says no more zebra plecos are coming out of South America, how come I can still find videos that are being uploaded recently from this year across the world in other stores, and these are full-grown zebra plecos. How are they getting full-grown zebras? I need to know this because every time we get captive zebras, they're always babies. They're always juveniles because breeders are not selling breeders. They're not selling their profit.
At that point, I would have to imagine it would depend on the like, not depend, but supply and demand would come in there. So if they can't sell them small, then maybe they got to hold. There's a possibility they might have to hold on to them until they get bigger. But that's not to say that they're not importing a bunch of zebra plecos illegally. I'm sure that's going on. The case I'm talking about is probably the one off every now and again because I know a buddy that has one and he got it from somebody who grew them themselves and they're actually pretty healthy size. But around here, like I said, there's about 5, 6 pets for it, so there's a little. It's a little different. Everybody's always trying to get rid of stuff. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, and it's a risky business to take zebra plecos because
yeah,
they're a lot of money.
that's so
It's
crazy
just
because
something to take from.
like you would hear about what was Alex talking about? That was like arowanas and then like importing them, like how that stuff was like an underground market. I think even bananas and coffee was underground for a while. It's so crazy.
There,
How, like somebody's.
there probably is an underground market in the U.S. for Asian arrows, but I don't know. I
I
haven't
think it's
seen
talking
any
about like back in
evidence
the
of
day.
it, and if I did, I wouldn't. I don't know. I just don't
Or if I
know.
did, I would talk about it. I just would have put the camera on my brand new ass Asian marijuana.
Yeah, I got mine downstairs. No, I'm joking. 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 Please don't come to my house.
That'd be cool to travel to purchase some fish.
Mm.
Uh,
But did you see the video that Aquarium Co-op put out? I think it was a members
uh,
video, but it was the Asian arowana contest in China.
oh, you know what? I think I saw it, but I don't think I watched the whole thing. Like I would
Oh
actually really
man,
feeling
there
it.
are some cherry arowana in there. The longfin arowana, not a fan of. I think not. Nah, you're messing too much with nature. But dude, there's some fire Asian arowana in there that I'm just. Oh, are those even real? Like
Yeah,
just
yeah,
the scale patterns on them, the size, the finnage. It's like ah,
yeah. Sounds exciting. Getting excited
there's
thinking about
there's such a
it.
graceful fish. I don't understand why we can't have them. They're so cool.
Right. Hey, but so before I go up, before I talk about myself, what kind of projects you have going on? Like I know you, I seen a video you had posted about starting up a reef tank or something.
So yeah, I've done my reef tank. My reef tank's going. I've got all the coral I want. I got all the nano fish I want. So now it's just time to let my aquapora go in and let all my LPS grow in. Right now, the next project is working on the fish room, but most importantly, right now is getting my festivums into the 65. I gotta plumb that up because it's got a sump and get water in it. I've already got the scape, but I just gotta plumb it and fill it with water.
That's cool. So, fill me in my festivals. Festivals are like a type of cichlid, no?
Yep, they're a South American cichlid, and their genus is Mesonauta. The species I have is Acora, which come from the Rio Toacans. Mine are F1s that I got at Fishtoberfest. They're kind of like a cross between an Acara and angelfish.
Yeah, I'm trying to connect to the chat. Am I still there? Are you still there? There.
Yeah, they
Okay.
only get to like 6 to 7 inches. They're kind of dull brown with gold hints and some iridescent sheens to them. They have purple eyes, at least my species does, and they're kind of dickish. Um, Mine have been
But
fine. They haven't really. They don't like angelfish. I can't keep
hold
angelfish
on,
with them.
by dickish, you mean like they're going around knocking over ornaments, or you mean like they're mean to each other?
They're mean to other fish.
Oh, I thought you meant going around just knocking things over. All
Well,
dicky and stuff.
they do eat plants. Okay, they do eat
Okay.
plants. For certain. And I think they learned that from my Severum because they used to not eat plants. And then when I put them in with my Severum, yeah, now they eat a ton of plants.
Hmm.
But I forgot what I was saying.
But no, I was asking all the projects you had going on, and I'd asked you about your saltwater tank, and now
Hmm.
you're hooking up your festival tank, and that you have all
Yep.
the sleeping and everything. But I don't remember if you said you put water in it or not.
I don't have any water in it. It's just a dry
Oh,
scape right now. There's gonna be no plant. It's just gonna be a hardscape only tank to show off the fish.
uh,
There might be plants growing out of the tank. There's for sure gonna be plants growing in the sump.
oh, okay, that's cool. Put an extra added. Oof.
Yeah, just so that the plants can add oxygen and take out nutrients. But
Right.
mostly it's for oxygenating. because you know these South American fish that come from fast flowing rivers, and even though they might not seem fast flowing, like the Orinoco and uh, the Negro, but still they like flow and they need that oxygenation. And plants are some of the best oxygenators.
Especially like some of them are known for, right?
Yeah, like you put in a pearl weed in there, it's just gonna be purling oxygen all day long.
Trying to make my camera straight and not all crooked and goofy. But the way my thing is crooked. So let's see here. How do I do this?
So this is indoor fishing inside. Marcos. I don't know if you like know people know that, but I know him as Marcos.
Yep,
And
Mark, Marco. We're looking at Neo Lampologus, Brevis, Catamba, Orange Belly. So basically, they're Brevis shell holders.
ooh, brevis are cool. I've seen those at the fish store, and I'm like, ooh, those are cool. They're like bigger than a shelly, like the normal fasciatas.
Yeah, yeah. They're renamed to multifasciatus maybe a few years ago, according to the AI answers. The These ones came from Imperial Tropicals, and then I have some other ones down here going down, sir, over here, and these guys have fry, but not all of them are going to be orange belly. Like the mother might have been a regular with it. You guys are all scared. This one doesn't really have a light. Why? This tank was actually they normally have, but they probably freaked out. They used to be up. There used to be a couple shells up, and they just barely just put them down here like yesterday. Right now, there's nothing moving. Everything's staying still. There's actually one. Now that I look at what the camera's looking at, I just realized I was going like that. But now these guys are staying so still. And there's no light. Like there's one right there in front of the camera. You can barely make it
Oh,
out.
I see him.
Right there. See it?
Yep.
But there's about maybe a little over a dozen. What I gotta do tonight is move the fish out of this tank. Medium, but I want to see it ain't that bad. It's actually pretty bad. But move out of that tank and put them in this tank. That one I put together yesterday, along with that one. Hey, these two actually have plenums. Plenums on there. This one's just algae. There's a lot of algae and that kind of stuff. So I lowered the water a while ago, as in yesterday, to catch the fish. But back's over here. So they're gonna go in there. The ones downstairs are a couple of pistogrammas. We can do that right now. Sure. Let's have a good time. Let's party.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So the newest tank here on this shelf, I do some on them. Yeet. The newest tank on the shelf are gonna be these two. That guy and that guy. They're set up pretty much the same way. They're gonna be having thanks homes. They're gonna be having platinums on the bottom. I use PVC pipe, the egg crate, and one of them I use polyester sheet. The other one I use that plastic nylon stuff. I mean, on the knitting stuff. You know, the stuff for knitting, the plastic.
Yeah.
What's it called? It's the mesh. Well, it turns
Yeah,
out
the
like
mesh.
polyester is aquarium safe too. So by the square foot, polyester actually this tank costs less. This one I use a sheet of polyester to cover the egg crate to make the plenum. That one I use the nylon mesh thing, and that costs 30 cents more. Back over here. Yeah, the gray's cool. It reminds me of the projects that I never grew up in, but I'll drive by and say, "Oh man, I'm glad I'm not there." Then I'm gonna stop talking before I get myself in trouble. Oh, that's what I get. My cousin used to live in the projects. It was great brick walls, but you know what? That's neither here nor there. I just spilled water. I always keep a towel around because, but Because by the time I spill water, the towel will usually dry it off with the last spill, and I can go ahead and keep using it.
Right. You always gotta have a fish room towel.
So, I got my right thigh and calf is freaking yoked. I work
What
with one of the
species
guys.
of what species of Lepistos do you have?
Those are Incas.
Inca 50s.
Yeah. Right
Those
now,
are
how's huh?
go ahead.
What if you? Those are some what?
Those are nice.
I know. I just wanted to hear it. Check it out. There's a few more over here.
Oh, look at that female.
Right.
Ooh, she fired up. She ready to go.
Well,
That
so I got
female.
stuck. Then you got this another one here.
Oh, another one.
Got a
I
beta
love
right
that
there.
black on him.
Find yourself some gratuite. Those are the actual rainbow. Well, there's rainbow shiners and the rainbow tetras. Those are the Lacorda tetras that are back there. This is a 40-gallon. We got another 40-gallon upstairs with some rainbow shiners, long fins, white clouds, and a couple angels. It goes Lacordas. It's the Sagittaria Priscilla. That's about as tall as it gets. It's dope because it's like it hits like a it hits like a Gaussian area, but it feels like a dwarf. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's cool like that. It'll carpet this whole 40-gallon on top. At one point was dirted. The dirt went to about right here, the between all the layers. So with that, other than that, hold on. With that being said, I had started with just maybe I don't know 10, 15 bucks of this stuff. Over about 4 months, it carpeted the whole entire 40-gallon. That's what I had that. It carpeted the whole entire 40-gallon. But then when I moved the 40-gallon, I thought I could move it, and I just say, you know what, it's way too heavy. I don't want to break some shit. I cut my finger, so I went ahead and drained it, and we started. So now it has a plenum. I'll show you the plenum. So now this tank has a plenum also, and there goes the. You see those anoxic filtration videos, things?
Yeah, Dr. Novak, I know him. Or know
Yeah,
about him.
that slash son of a gun. Him. So he has me doing. There's an air filter. How can I do this? I turn off the other lights. That's how. And there's an easy way to do that. Here it is. So there's a sponge filter behind that. No, figure that thing. See this guy?
I see. There's
same damn thing. So
Yeah,
so this guy, you're gonna have a kitty litter PVC pipe, and then you're gonna have the plastic grating on top, the plastic A crate, and then you're gonna have this one. I believe has window screen separating the noxious filter, just like in the videos. And then down here, you know what I did? I went ahead and I took apart like a slick son of a gun that I am. I went ahead and did this one. I'll show you. I went ahead. You know those filters with the two sponges?
Say that again.
You know those filters with the two sponges like that?
Oh yeah.
So what I did was, where the plenum is at, I put one of these on the bottom. You know what I mean? Hold on, let me get myself together.
Dude, I was totally thinking of doing that.
Do it. Yeah. So this is on the bottom, and I have just the airlift part connected.
Yeah, just the airlift.
Yeah, then I have sponge, and I have the sponge over it, and that's what this guy is. So now on the other ones, I have another one, not that one, but the one above that. I'll take that kind of varying off of. The one above that, same thing, same type of plenum, but for the airlift, I use the top portion of an old sponge filter. You know what I mean? You know how the sponge filter has the air connection part?
Yeah.
So I got that part, just the top part, and I went ahead and I just kind of like zip tied it or snapped it in place onto the egg crate, and that's my airlift on some of my other ones. I have about one, two. I have like four of them with the actual airlifts, and the other ones are just plenums. They have their nozzles.
See,
This one
oh,
right here, huh?
yeah. I was trying to
That
think
one,
of
huh?
the opposite of an airlift, or not the opposite, but it's the opposite of what you want in a plenum, but it's a jet lifter. Uh, I,
Oh yeah,
I, was-
yeah.
I was trying to remember what they were for Coro jet lifters. If you don't know about those yet, look them up. I think that'd be a cool thing to integrate with your system if you want to do.
You know, I wanted do want to incorporate a jet lifter into a egg catching device mechanism thing. So what I was doing was I basically had food containers with the lid,
Yep,
and then I
yep,
went and I had this, and I had the same little spring, the little sponge thing on the bottom of the airlift, and I had the mesh, the knitting mesh on top, and that was and the idea was the eggs would fall into that, and then
yep,
that was being airlifted into a breeder box.
yep.
The
Uh,
it kind of worked a
I
little bit.
use
I thought it was huh?
I use jet lifters for at the fish store that I worked at on those matin filters, those Hamburg matin filters.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Those are cool. I liked working with those. I would totally do that.
You know me too. That's kind of what I wanted to do. Give me a second.
Mm. And New Local Austin asks, what is the head height of a jet lifter? So jet lifters are cool because you can build them to your needs. So if you are just running a smaller tank, you just use a smaller jet lifter, but and less air power. But if you're trying to run a bigger system, you'll use more power on the air. So the more air and bigger diameter will also like you have to do the math. There's a lot of math involved with trying to configure a jet lifter, but once you can you connect a sump with it? No. So jet lifters are not for like a sump. They're meant for intake no in tank filtration, like a matin filter or um, even like an air powered hang on breeder box or even a hang on uh, filter. The air powered hang on filter with a jet lifter would be pretty cool.
I would use it to supplement like a pump. If you don't want to use like pumps, something like
Yeah,
a jet lift might do you some good.
yeah.
The
They push out a ton of flow. Ooh, my stomach's a rumbling. I need to eat.
let's see how this goes. I'm not gonna stand there and tell you I'm a pro at catching fish. So when you say, "Hey, what are you doing?" You're doing it all goofy. But yeah,
Or yeah, like what he was saying earlier, making like a an egg trap with jet lifting. That is a
yeah,
awesome
yeah,
idea. That is an
yeah.
awesome idea that uh is just really nice. That because it's pretty much like this little cap that goes onto the bottom of a PVC pipe, and the air can go all the way around the PVC pipe, and in the PVC pipe is just a ton of small holes. So the air gets like filtered into these really small bubbles, and it rises really fast through the tube. Thought about splitting some around with a mat filter? Yeah, you could totally do that. You could have two jet lifters. It would just take two air lines, two air pumps, or if you got a big air system, it will just take two drops, and you'll have one jet lifter pointing on one side, and you'll have another jet lifter pointing on the other. That would totally work.
All right, we got
T
one.
at the top. A T at the top could work. I'm not sure. You might have to run more air to get more water to flow through each end, but it is possible. Maybe. I've always done it with just an elbow, like a real curved elbow. Like you want a smooth curve. You don't want no 90s or nothing. You don't even want to use 45s. You want to try to like find a way to heat up the PVC to a nice smooth curve to where it uh, creates like a 90 back to the tank.
Got it.
Got him.
All right, so I want to go ahead and do the dumping with the camera. So for that, I guess these fish are gonna be tormented in a little box for the moment. But they never actually got out of the water. I caught them with a smaller breeder box and put them in a bigger breeder box.
Good. That's how I like catching fish. I don't like using a net.
You see, it's so less
If I can,
traumatic.
yeah, if I can catch them with a specimen cup, like corral them with the net into the specimen cup, that's my go-to. But some fish are tricky, like plecos. Once they get on the glass, it's tough.
It's the new tank. I don't mind all the algae in there.
You gotta seed all the good and the bad. Oh, I think he did. He pressed the wrong button. That's okay. I will be here, and I think I might go heat up a chicken sandwich. Never trust a pleca. A pleca. Damn it, I need my keys. I need to get in the house. Telling y'all, I seriously came home, listened to Mike's stream, and when he ended it, I was like, oh shit. Alright, guess I'm starting to stream. So I started a stream, and I didn't even like go in my house yet. Haven't checked on any fish because they're sleeping. They're fine. Check them in the morning.